Yesterday, I had the opportunity to share with you about the Western monastic gathering that happened at the Land of Medicine Buddha in California. And today I want to go into one detail. What really stood out for me was gratitude during that conference. Reverend Kinray, a monk who trained many years ago for 18 years at Chester Abbey, mentioned that one key to harmony in the Sangha community, or general when humans gather together, is gratitude. I felt that gratitude was permeating the whole conference. We all have been amazed by what we have been given by the Land of Medicine Buddha, and also among each other. We taught each other, we listened to each other, we encouraged each other, we cared for each other. And Land of Medicine Buddha provided us with so much kindness and thoughtfulness. And the streams, the forest were resting places. The Dharma wheels, the prayer wheels, the mantras, the Buddha statues, everywhere reminded us constantly to practice the Dharma. So why is gratitude helping to promote harmony? First of all, the practice of gratitude regularly, done regularly, provides better mental and physical health. There are even psychological and medical studies out there. For example, one says people who practice gratitude meditation regularly have a well-balanced blood pressure level, better metabolism, and enhanced mood conditions. Studies point out too that gratitude practice has significant effects on reducing symptoms of depression, of mood disorders, and suicidal thoughts, besides many more. So if we start focusing more on positive feelings, emotions, thoughts, even in the midst of negative life experiences or memories, we will enhance through this method our well-being. And that will bring great benefit to all those around us. Practicing gratitude every day will enhance our ability to experience joy through welcoming a felt sense of gratitude, give thanks to things in our life, no matter how small. It's recommended to take a few minutes 4 or 6 times a day, especially before going to sleep or even when waking up, to be grateful for something. And just recently, I met a person who shared with me that she has or writes a gratitude journal every day. And I myself, when I have to drive to town for a doctor's appointment or something like that, very often I think about all these cars that are coming by or coming towards me on the opposite side, to be thankful for whatever they are doing, going to work, caring for their family, for the children, teaching, selling things, providing us with good life conditions. So while we monastics at the gathering experienced so much gratitude during our stay, I shared one story from the Jataka tales, the previous lives of the Buddha, at the end of our gathering. And we wrote some personal gratitude verses as well and gave the letter and shared it with the staff members, with the volunteers, teachers, students there. What is actually another way to express gratitude, to write letters. One doesn't have to send it even to the people that's directed towards. So anyway, I thought and I got encouraged to share the story of the Buddha, of his previous lives with you, because it has touched all monastics at the gathering. The elephant and his old blind mother. Long ago, in the hills of the Himalayas, near a lotus pool, the Buddha was once born as a baby elephant. He was a magnificent elephant, pure white with feet and face the color of coral. His trunk gleamed like a silver rope, and his tusks curled up in a long arc. He followed his mother everywhere. She plucked the tenderest leaves and sweetest mangoes from the tall trees and gave them to him. First you, then me, she said. She bathed him in the lotus pool among the fragrant flowers, Drawing the sparkling water up in her trunk, she sprayed him over the top of his head and back until he shone. Then, filling his trunk with water, he took careful aim and squirted a perfect geyser right between his mother's eyes. Without blinking, she squirted him back and forth. They gleefully squirted and splashed each other. Splish, splash. Then they rested in the soft muck with their trunks curled together. In the deep shadows of afternoon, the mother elephant rested in the shade of a rose apple tree and watched her son romp and frolic with the other baby elephants. The little elephant grew and grew until he was the tallest and strongest young bull in the herd. And while he grew taller and stronger, his mother grew older and older. Her tusks were yellow and broken, and in time she became blind. The young elephant plucked the tenderest leaves and sweetest mangoes from the tall trees and gave them to his dear old mother. First you, then me, he said. He bathed her in the cool lotus pool among the fragrant flowers, throwing the sparkling water up in his trunk. He sprayed her over the top of her head and back until she shone. Then they rested in the soft muck with their trunks curled together. In the deep shadows of afternoon, the young elephant guided his mother to the shade of a rose apple tree. Then he went roaming with the other elephants. One day a king was hunting and spied the elephant. What a splendid animal! I must have him to ride upon. So the king captured the elephant and put him in the royal stable. He adorned him with silk and jewels and garlands of lotus flowers. He gave him sweet grass and juicy plums, and filled his throat with pure water. But the young elephant would not eat or drink. He wept and wept, growing thinner each day. Noble elephant, said the king, I adorn you with silk and jewels. I give you the finest food and the purest water. Yet you do not drink or eat. What will please you? The young elephant said, silk and jewels, food and drink do not make me happy. My blind old mother is alone in the forest with no one to care for her. So I may die. I will take no food or water until I give some to her first. The king said, never have I seen such kindness, not even among humans. It is not right to keep this young elephant in chains. Free, the young elephant raced through the hills looking for his mother. He found her by the lotus pool. There she lay in the mud, too weak to move. With tears in his eyes, he filled his trunk with water and sprayed the top of her head and back until she shone. Is it raining? She asked. Or has my son returned to me? It is your very son, he cried. The king has set me free. As he washed her eyes, a miracle happened. Her sight returned. May the king rejoice today as I rejoice at seeing my son again, she said. The young elephant then plucked the tenderest leaves and sweetest mangoes from the tree and gave them to her. First you, then me.